Sneak in.
We already paid. Might as well just let them know we're here.
All right, so where are we, Josh?
We are at the Auto and Farm Museum in Branson. I've never been here before, but it looks like we're going to have quite a bit of stuff to look at.
I've never been here either,
Yeah,
but
look at that big chicken over there.
they've got lots of stuff here, so stay tuned. What we got here? Little Alice G. We saw one of those at the last museum we went to. Farmall Cub. Here's an Oliver cleat track. Don't see a lot of those, but not uncommon. Look how narrow the tracks are on that thing. My Uncle Gary used to have one of these when he helped out on the farm here in Missouri. Never saw it, but heard he had one. Massey 44, probably one of their best tractors they ever made. Oliver 88, C. Alice wheelie machine. You ever see one of these at a tractor pull? They're doing wheelies. Avery.
Look at the price tag on that thing.
Huh? Where?
Down there on the bottom, $42.50.
Oh, $42.50.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. Hey, if you see something you like, let us know. We won't buy it for you, but we'll tell you where it's at. Oliver Row Crop 60, Farmall C. There's a little oddball. Mr. Jerry Horn has one, something like that. I don't know if it's the same or not, but it's a little orchard tractor he has. 30 grand they want for that. So a little bit about this is a little bit different. Orchard tractor, right? So what did the orchard tractor, why was it different? Well, so it had these fenders, these sweeping fenders. See, they covered the rear tires, and they're very low to the ground. That's so you could get into the orchard trees. You can get into the orchard trees and not hurt the tree limbs and the fruit on the trees and stuff. See, everything is streamlined up across the top here, so everything would slide across the top of it. Orchard tractor. All orchard tractors have fenders. That's right, orchard tractors have fenders. We got here a little LA, little Avery again, another B. Alice, B. Farmall, Cockshut 30. Later in life, I don't know if at this time or not, but Cockshut and Oliver kind of combined there at some point in time. It's made in Canada. Right there, it says it right there. Made in Canada. Look here, B. John Deere. $8,000. Again, long frame B. Easily deciphered by this long tube right here and the length of the frame here and the hood. M. Farmall. That was Farmall's powerhouse tractor for several years. Oh, silver. I'm kidding. So this is a depiction of a wagon. covered wagon scene you might have seen in the old Western movies. This is actually a cook shack wagon. You see, it's got the cooking apparel there. They would have had all that equipment there on it to make food, everything you need to make food on there. You can see they got stuff hanging off the sides here. There's a saw there, coffee grinder, there's a saw, pickaxe, a little small pickaxe. This is actually the brakes right here. Went back here. Here's your brake. Minneapolis U. Little John Deere H with a corn planter, 2-row corn planter. So how this worked was ground driven off the wheels. The wheels turned on the ground, turned that axle shaft with the sprocket and the chain. Came up here, turned this shaft. It would turn internally here and drop the seed down. And these knives right here would cut the ground. The seed would drop down in there. Little H John Deere. We had a few of those on the farm. Never had much count for an H myself. Nice old truck there. Probably a TT Ford maybe, I don't know. Signs on the other side. Let's cut through here. Yep, TT Ford. I actually know what I'm talking about. And that's kind of beat up, but that's actually really beat up. These bars are not supposed to be on there. But styled John Deere D is one of the prettiest tractors, in my opinion, that you'll see. And look at this. Hey Josh, come check this out. It's got the optional flywheel holder honor bolt.
Nice.
That would keep your flywheel from coming off. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be anywhere around that thing.
I guess wheel mounting's optional too.
Yeah, a little bit of a gap there. So a little leader tractor made in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. That'd be like a little utility type tractor size. There's a little single bottom plow back there. Right here we got a 28 Alice Chalmers 2035, and we got some friends that are Alice Chalmers people, and they got a couple of these things. We actually hauled a couple of these home. Maybe we'll try to include a picture of that in this video. Us hauling that Alice Chalmers, 2 of them actually, home. Minneapolis R. There's a lawnmower with a gas engine on it. 1919 lawnmower says. Check that rig out. Man, how would you like to mow your grass with that? 1919, that was state of the art right there, man. Most likely for a golf course, I would say. Alice WD. What we got here? John Deere A. 38 John Deere A. And a co-op. Nice. Now here we've got a oil tanker rig by horses. But this would have delivered your fuel oil to your house. Would have delivered your fuel oil to your house or your farm. See, it says motor fuel, kerosene, and oil. And a friend of ours, Charlie Stark, actually has a tank just about like that, I think, that he restored recently, a couple years ago. And a fire truck. All right, well, we'll cut back this way. John Deere A. Oh, hello there, chicken. That is a big chicken. We got some gas engines here. So this is a Maytag right here. That's the same Maytag that makes washers and dryers. You may have a Maytag washer and dryer in your house. That's the same company. And that's what that engine was made for, was to power your washing machine and other small things around the house on the farm there or whatever back in the day, but that's what that Maytag is for. Right there is a horse and a half John Deere. They call them hit and miss or gas engine, either one. And so it has a little pulley on it right there, and that would turn and you would use it on the farm. And then we've got an economy, and it's a little bit bigger. That's probably a 3-horse. What's it say? Does it say a 3-horse? And like most items like this, it's had some work done. It's had some cosmetic surgery sometime in its life. You would put water up here. This is called the hopper. Put water in there and it would cool the cylinder. And you know, this time of year, wintertime, people forget to take the water out. It gets hard, and that's what happens. Same thing on this John Deere. The water would go right in there. Now the Maytag is air cooled. You can see the little fins on there. That's air for the, let the air in around that cylinder. It's air cooled. So it's a little bit different style than these two. Same basic principle. All right, so we're back over on this side now. We got an Oliver 77 over here. Oliver 70 right there. Pulling a 2-row corn picker. And this is a John Deere corn binder. I'm sorry, not a corn binder, just a John Deere binder. Use that for your wheat and oats, that kind of thing. Got a mail wagon here. And we got the old end of the line rig funeral wagon. That's a one-way trip right there. This is a very nice wooden international separator. Thrashing machine, if you want to call it that. Very nice, very good condition. Right here by a little, being pulled by a little, I believe a 9-horse case is what they called this. A little small case engine. Jeff Ruth has one of these at the Ozark Steam Engine Association. You can see one of those live and in person working. 1904 case. Got another water wagon here. So this would have been water here, and then you would put your wood or coal up here on top. And that's how they would haul the, oh, look at there, Reeves. That's how they would haul the water and wood to the steam engines. Not a steam engine. I'm not sure what this is. It's on the other side with a hay press. Called a hay press, not a hay baler, because put your hay down in there, it goes in there and it presses it together. John Deere Internationals. Another Port Huron steam engine. This is a little smaller than the one we saw over at Ralph Foster. Also, you can tell that the cleats are a little bit wore off of that. Let's see if it tells us what it is. It's about a 19 or 20 horse. 1919. 2475 it says. There's some coal bunkers. Put your coal in there. Water tanks here and then your fire right in there. There's a Hart Par 1224 F20 Farmall. Look at that wooden corn planter. My goodness. It's amazing that survived. Oh, I about forgot. What is this tractor? Hyder. That's a Hyder tractor. Let's go back over here. What we got here, Josh? What kind of engine's this?
It is a weird. George White and Sons.
George White.
White and Sons. White
The
and
George White and Sons, London and Brandon. So that's an English engine. Interesting. Got another little oil pull here. 28 oil pull Model X. A little smaller than the big one we saw at the School of the Ozarks, College of the Ozarks. Another Port Huron. Again, probably about the same size as that other one, about a 1920 horse. This is a 1914 model. You can see the difference in the wheels here. Look at these lugs, how much difference there is from that other one. That tells you how much driving that other steam engine did. These are all wore down on it, and these are still in good shape, which would tell me that this is probably a sawmill engine. Probably didn't travel much. Probably did all its work on a sawmill. And then we've got the Robert Bell, and it has a boiler jacket on it. So what's a boiler jacket? Well, we know the black area is the boiler, right? The boiler jacket is this wooden frame that goes around the boiler, and the thought process with that is that this wooden jacket kept the boiler warmer, kept the heat. You can see right there, there was some kind of material inside there, and the idea was to keep the heat of the boiler contained. Oh, hello there, how you doing? The idea was to keep the heat of the boiler contained, so that it stayed warmer longer. Problem is, this is wood, and there's some kind of canvas material or something underneath that, and these machines sat outside all their lives, and they used water to make steam. So what does water and sitting outside and wood and canvas do? It rusts steel and material out. So most of the boilers that had jackets on them were rusted out and no good. So you see they even had it up here on the cylinder. Also, this is a pull type steam engine. You see there's no gearing on it whatsoever. So this engine would have been pulled to wherever it was going to be used, and then set up and used. Again, you can see the layers of wood and material in there. Good idea. Did it work? Maybe. Did it rust them out? For sure. Real quick, this is a hay stacker. So this is a New Idea. New Idea was a company that made implements and made a lot of implements. Never made any tractors or anything. So you'd have your hay down on the ground. You would have cut your hay. It'd be laying on the ground. You would pull this machine along, and the pickup reel is right here. So it would pick up the hay. These walkers, they would call these walkers. These things would go back and forth. Actually, it'd go like this. and pick that hay up and move it up that chute up there, and then you had a wagon in front of this and it would fall in that wagon. All loose hay. That's how they used to do hay back in the day. And then they would put it on the wagon, take the wagon to the barn, and then put the hay loose into the barn. That's a hay stacker. Little John Deere MC crawler. We used to have 2 of these. Sold one at our auction. We still have one at home in the barn. It has a blade on it as well. So that's basically an M John Deere on tracks. And good little utility. They don't push much, but small areas, small stuff, they'll work. Get in tight places and stuff. They work really well. Here is a good example of a John Deere D styled grill. A lot better than that other one we saw earlier. Very nice looking tractor. 1947 model. Farmall M. We got a case D on this side. There's that guy sitting over there. I don't know who he's texting.
Texting your daughter.
Apparently he's texting my daughter. Massey Harris 101 Junior LA case. McCormick Deering, also known as International. John Deere GP. Let's look at this 1937 case RC tractor on steel wheels. That's interesting that they mounted them that way. It almost looks like they should be mounted the opposite, but that's how they are. Very narrow steel tread path here. This is the business end. Just imagine putting 8 hours a day in on this thing, up and down the fields all day long. What do we got here? GP 29 GP. It does have custom exhaust on it. It would not have come originally on rubber tires. Somebody's cut those wheels down and put rubber tires on it. We also have a 29 GP at home. Got a nice little John Deere 520 with a wide front. Kind of a rare option to see a wide front on a row crop tractor. They didn't have a lot of those back in the day. This is also kind of a rare tractor. A 620 John Deere. They would call this a Wheatland tractor. That's what we call them. Standard tread tractor. Basically the same thing. You see it's more squatty and has a different front end, different front axle. You can tell. Look at these 2 front axles here. This one much different than this one over here. This one much stouter. Rear end is different. Operator platform's different. Got different fenders on the back. This one does have remotes on it. No 3-point. It does have the ability to have 3-point, but it doesn't have a 3-point. Most of those were used out west, Nebraska, Kansas area, out in the wheat fields. That's why we called them Wheatland tractors. Got a 35 John Deere A.
She's missing something.
Yep.
You know, just the bolt that holds the frame to the block. No big deal.
35 John Deere A. This would have been the 2nd year for production for the A.
It's going to be a mid 35 A.
Mid 35, Josh says. All right, moving on here. Minneapolis, 1938 Minneapolis. So somewhere here we saw a 38 John Deere, and here's a 38 Minneapolis. And you can see the differences to me. Now, if you're a Minneapolis guy, I'm sorry. But to me, you can see the differences. In Minneapolis, you've got this side steering. Could be a lot of slop in this. Could be a lot of slop down there. You've got different. You've got different steering. You know, goes through your main case here and there, and you've got chance here for slop. And then, you know, this is your operator platform. So again, you want to spend 8 hours a day riding on this thing. It doesn't look that comfortable to me. But again, if you're a Minneapolis guy, I get it, right? But anyway, that's the deal. There's a Springfield wagon. Springfield, Missouri actually had a wagon company called Springfield Wagon. Made a lot of wagons there, very popular. That one's in very good shape. Got a nice little Ford truck here. '31 Ford, another Ford truck.
We have found the section that is more like home to us here, you know, barn finds. I think we're gonna find some rust in here.
Let's check it out. There might be some rust in here. So first up here, we've got a handmade wooden toy thrashing machine. So that someone put a lot of effort into making that. That's not production rig. That's not I don't know. Somebody did put a lot of effort into it though. Here is 1900 wooden reaper on steel wheels. So we saw, maybe there was one here already. We did see one over at the School of the Ozarks, one of these that had been restored and painted up. This is what an unrestored one would look like. Again, these turn like this, cut the grain down there, sweeps it around. So we've got an old buzz saw there, Emerson Branningham water wagon. Again, the water tank, and then you put your coal or wood up on top there. This is very interesting right here because this is a new idea. We saw a new idea, a piece of equipment over there. We actually had one of these at home, a new idea corn husker shredder, and we sold it at the auction we had back in the summer. And it actually it didn't have the new idea stuff still on it, but the paint was a little better on it than this one. And I kind of wish we didn't sell it, but can't keep everything. This is a potato rig right here. You would dig your potatoes, plant your potatoes with that thing. Again, there's the horse. And scoop. That's how you dug out dirt and stuff with the horse. A lot of work. A lot of work. Another Springfield wagon. Another Husker shredder over here.
So,
same basic design. Yes.
I have questions.
Yes.
You notice anything strange about this tire and wheel?
Well, there's no wheel weights on it.
That's not what I'm getting at.
What?
I'll give you a hint. Look at the valve stem.
There's no valve stem. So it's just sitting there. She's a strong one.
Now take a peek around the inside. You're gonna appreciate that.
Oh, look at that. They're cheating a little. So this is an R John Deere, and this was the first diesel tractor that Deere came out with. 1954, I believe, 53, 54, somewhere in there. I have a pretty strong affection for the Model R because I actually found one when I was a little kid. I went fishing with my grandpa one day, and I saw this old R John Deere sitting at a boat dealership of all places, and told my dad about it. We drove down there, ended up buying it, hauling it home, and it became our main hay cutting tractor. We put a hay bind behind the R, and I was the main hay cutter driver person. And so I spent hours and hours and hours on a Model R John Deere. Now, the reason I can't hear today and the reason I have constant ringing in my ears is because I spent hours and hours and hours on an R model John Deere. And you can see this is not a factory exhaust either. Our tractor has a 6-inch well casing for a muffler exhaust pipe, and so it's very loud. So you spend hours on that thing and your ears are ringing at the end of the day, let me tell you. But I love that old tractor. I wanted to show you this. This is an oxen yoke, and so what this is, it's one piece of wood here across the top, one piece of wood, and then they soaked these other pieces in water and bent them, and so the oxen's neck would go through there, and then the big ring in the middle is how they would attach it to whatever they were pulling, and wagon and whatever they wanted the oxen to pull. But that's an oxen yoke, and that's all handmade, that's all wood, and pretty cool. You don't see those much anymore, obviously. But oxen were very strong. And you say, what is an oxen? Well, an oxen is basically a bull, you know, calf, bull, maybe a steer, but that's what an oxen would be. David Bradley mowing machine there. That's relatively new. I say new, it's probably, you know, 40s model, but got rubber tires on it. This pretty rare car, actually. This is an international high wheeler. It says it's a model MW. International made cars for just a little while, and not very long at all, but they're pretty rare, pretty expensive nowadays. So it's pretty cool to see one. You don't see them very often. Of course, we've got something poking through in the back over there.
Okay, so that concluded the tractor portion of the Branson Auto Museum. So we are going to get on over into the cars.
So in 1987, this car was the baddest of the bad. It would wipe anything off the road in 1987. And it's a V6.
Turbo.
But it's a turbo V6. They were bad.
He would know.
I was there. I lived it 1986.
We wore somebody out back there. Here's a truck. I want one of these things. I don't know why, but I want one in a bad way. Not in $69,000 bad kind of way, but I want one pretty bad. Alright guys, well that's going to conclude the Branson Auto Museum. I mean, no tour is complete without the famous General Lee here, you know. Arguably one of the most famous movie cars, TV cars to ever grace the planet is the General, followed by Roscoe. What do you think?
I think my feet are tired.
It's been a long day.
We just got done visiting the Farm and Auto Museum here in Branson, Missouri on Highway 76 right on the strip. If you've not been here before, it's a cool place to go, spend some time. It was kind of a wet, rainy day for us. We couldn't really do much and do anything else, so we decided to come down here and check it out. We thought we'd bring you along with us. We hope you've liked this video. If you have, hit the like and subscribe button down there at the bottom, and helps us out a bunch. Doesn't cost you a dime. Helps our channel Chasing Rust out greatly. And tell a friend about us, and like us on Facebook. Thanks and have a great day. Hey everybody, so we just visited the Branson Farm and Agricultural Museum right here on the strip on 76 here in Branson. What?
That's not what it's called.
Auto and Farm Museum. All right. Hey everybody, we just got done visiting the Branson Auto and Farm Museum right here on the strip in Gummit. Okay, let's try that again. Pretty cool place. We'd never been here before. Kind kind of a wet, rainy day. Let's start over. Cut!